Have you ever felt that strange sensation, the tingling at the back of your neck, warning you of danger seconds before it appears? Or perhaps you've thought of someone you haven't seen in years, only to have them call you moments later. What if I told you these aren't coincidences, but glimpses into a hidden power that lies dormant within your brain, waiting to be awakened? What you're about to discover in this video might fundamentally change how you perceive reality itself. Deep within the intricate neural pathways of your brain exists a specific frequency, a vibration so powerful yet so subtle that modern science has only begun to scratch its surface. This isn't about mysticism or supernatural beliefs. It's about neuroscience, quantum physics, and the revolutionary understanding of how consciousness interfaces with reality. Has this ever happened to you? That moment when you somehow just knew something without knowing how you knew it? This frequency, when activated, doesn't just enhance your intuition. It transforms your entire perceptual field, allowing you to sense reality as it forms, not merely after it has manifested. It's the difference between watching a film and writing the script, between being a passenger and taking the wheel. Your sixth sense isn't some mythical ability. It's a dormant neural network waiting to be switched on. The brilliant psychologist Carl Jung understood this connection decades before technology could prove him right. Stay with me until the end, because Jung's discoveries about what he called the synergetic field were so revolutionary that they bridged the seemingly unbridgeable gap between rigorous science and expanded consciousness. Jung proposed something that sounded impossible at the time, that our brains don't simply interpret reality, they actively participate in creating it. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Through his meticulous research into consciousness, Jung discovered that everything we perceive is actually a translation, a bioelectrical filtering of infinite information surrounding us at all times. Your brain, with its remarkable 86 billion neurons, is constantly sifting through this vast ocean of data, deciding what becomes real for you and what remains invisible. But what if you could tune this remarkable instrument to pick up signals it normally filters out? What if you could train your perception to detect patterns, anticipate events, and sense the subtle currents of reality before they solidify into experience? The ancient masters called this ability third eye awakening. Quantum physicists refer to non-local consciousness. Neurobiologists study it as predictive processing. But they're all describing fragments of the same phenomenon, a specific vibrational state of the brain that, when activated correctly, transcends the limitations of ordinary perception. In the next few minutes, you'll learn the exact technique that Jung discovered for activating this frequency within yourself. It's a method so simple yet so powerful that it might seem almost too easy to be true. Yet the results speak for themselves. Now, let me reveal what many have called Jung's most remarkable discovery, the key that unlocks this hidden frequency within your brain. It's deceptively simple, yet this one physical gesture creates a profound shift in your entire nervous system. It's called the tongue switch. Right now, as you're watching this, try it yourself. Gently press the tip of your tongue against the roof of your mouth, just behind your front teeth, where the palate curves upward. Feel that spot? This seemingly insignificant contact point creates something extraordinary, a bioelectrical circuit between your vagus nerve and brainstem, literally closing an energetic loop in your body's most sophisticated electrical system. But the true transformation begins when you pair this physical switch with conscious breathing. Try this right now. Maintain the tongue position while breathing in through your nose for 4 seconds, then exhale slowly for 6 seconds. This 4 to 6 rhythm is no arbitrary pattern. It's precisely calibrated to shift your autonomic nervous system from sympathetic dominance, the stress response that keeps us in reactive mode, to parasympathetic activation, the regenerative state where higher perception becomes accessible. What's happening beneath the surface of this simple practice is revolutionary. Your brain waves begin to shift from rapid beta frequencies, the chaotic mental noise of everyday thinking, into more coherent alpha and theta states. These slower, more organized wave patterns are the gateway to intuitive intelligence, the hidden pathways of perception that most people never consciously access. This bioelectrical activation is your first step in a profound journey of neurological awakening, but it merely sets the stage for the deeper mindset shift that follows, what Jung called the ritual of silence. This silence isn't about finding a quiet room, though that certainly helps. The deeper revelation is that true silence is an inner discipline, a conscious choice to reduce the constant stimuli bombarding your awareness. Most people live their entire lives drowning in mental noise, the endless stream of judgments, stories, fears, and distractions that keep the ego firmly in control of perception. Jung discovered that when this inner noise subsides, something remarkable happens. The synergetic field naturally reveals itself. Your brain activity becomes coherent, organized, resonant. The neural pathways associated with the ego, what neuroscientists now call the default mode network, temporarily deactivate. But here's the counterintuitive truth. This state isn't about thinking less, it's about perceiving more. In this space of inner stillness, consciousness expands beyond the limitations of linear logic. Time seems to flow differently. Insights arrive as complete packages rather than step-by-step reasoning. The hidden connections between seemingly separate events become visible, not as intellectual concepts, but as felt experiences. Now, I want to go even deeper into how this expanded perception operates when faced with the ultimate test, chaos, and uncertainty, because the truth is, maintaining this clarity amidst life's storms is where the real transformation occurs. If you're starting to sense how these hidden frequencies might already be operating in your life, write in the comments, "I can feel the field." The true mastery of this field vibration comes not when life is easy, but precisely when it's most challenging. Jung discovered a profound paradox. It's during moments of chaos and adversity that our capacity for expanded perception can either collapse completely or reach unprecedented heights. This is where the hidden truth of transformation reveals itself. Jung called this practice the ritual of chaos, and its premise is revolutionary. The synergetic field, that invisible structure of reality, responds directly to your internal state, your vibrational quality as an observer. When you remain coherent amid disorder, reality itself begins to reorganize around that stability. This isn't metaphysical thinking. It's the cornerstone of a new understanding of consciousness as a participatory force. The journey involves deliberately confronting controlled forms of stress, perhaps immersing yourself in ice water, sustaining physical exertion beyond comfort, practicing intermittent fasting, or even brief periods of sensory deprivation. These controlled adversities serve as training grounds for your nervous system, teaching your brain to maintain clarity precisely when every instinct screams to react, run, or shut down. What's happening at a neurobiological level is fascinating. This practice strengthens the communication between your prefrontal cortex, the center of higher reasoning, and your limbic system, the emotional brain that so often hijacks clear perception. As this neural highway becomes more robust, your decisions emerge from a place of integrated intelligence rather than fragmented reaction. The impact of this mindset shift extends far beyond personal resilience. As your Perception remains stable amid external chaos. A remarkable revelation unfolds. You become a point of coherence that influences the field around you. This is where Jung's research intersects with quantum physics. The observer affects the observed. But there's an even deeper level to this awakening. Once you've cultivated both inner silence and stability amid chaos, your mind naturally evolves to what Jung termed pattern perception. At this stage, consciousness shifts from merely reacting to events to actually anticipating them through direct resonance with the field. If you're ready to continue this journey of awakening your sixth sense, hit subscribe now and join our community of conscious creators exploring the hidden dimensions of perception. The world, which once seemed random and disconnected, reveals itself as an intricately woven tapestry of meaningful patterns, rhythms, and signals. You begin noticing recurring numbers, meaningful coincidences, emotional cycles, and subtle connections between seemingly unrelated events. These aren't random. They're the visible echoes of deeper structures in the field of reality. Most remarkably, you'll begin sensing events before they fully materialize, not through logical deduction or analysis, but through what Jung described as direct knowing, as if your brain registers the information before your conscious mind has time to process it. You'll feel drawn to take a different route home and later discover you avoided an accident. You'll think of a solution to a problem that hasn't yet been revealed. You'll sense a shift in a relationship before any words are spoken. The scientific understanding of this phenomenon points to the brain's predictive nature. Your neural networks aren't just responding to the present, they're constantly forecasting possibilities, sampling probable futures. What we're exploring is how to bring this predictive capacity into conscious awareness. As we delve deeper into the final stages of this process, we'll explore how this expanded perception can actually reshape the field of potentials that surrounds you at every moment. If you've ever experienced unexplainable moments of knowing something before it happened, type precognition activated in the comments below. What Jung discovered through decades of research was nothing short of revolutionary. The predictive field isn't just a metaphor or a spiritual concept, but a genuine structure of information that exists beyond the constraints of linear time. This revelation fundamentally challenges our conventional understanding of reality and consciousness, unveiling a hidden dimension where your mind operates not just as a processor of the present, but as a resonant field interacting with future potentials. Think of it this way: rather than time flowing like an arrow from past to future, Jung proposed that consciousness can access a layer of existence where past, present, and future coexist simultaneously as possibilities. When your mind achieves a certain state of harmony, a specific frequency, it begins to resonate with this field of potentials, allowing you to sense probabilities before they crystallize into experience. The journey to this awakening isn't instantaneous. It's a profound transformation that unfolds through dedicated practice. Your capacity to access this predictive intelligence depends on the integration of all the elements we've explored. The bioelectrical coherence created by the tongue switch and conscious breathing, the mental silence that reduces egoic interference, the emotional stability developed through facing chaos with presence, and the refined attention that recognizes subtle patterns in daily life. When these practices become your new normal, not separate techniques but an integrated approach to living, something remarkable happens. Your perception naturally expands beyond the immediate and linear into a more fluid, multidimensional awareness. This shift isn't theoretical. It manifests in tangible ways through an explosion of synchronicities in your daily experience. You'll think of someone and receive their message moments later. You'll have a dream that plays out in waking life days after. You'll find yourself in the right place at precisely the right time through decisions that seemed random but were guided by this deeper knowing. These aren't coincidences or confirmation bias. They're direct evidence of your mind harmonizing with the field, creating a feedback loop of intuitive intelligence that becomes increasingly reliable. What makes this approach so powerful is that it's not based on belief or faith, but on experiential verification. You don't need to accept these concepts intellectually. You can test them in the laboratory of your daily life, observing how this expanded perception influences your decisions, relationships, creative endeavors, and problem-solving abilities. The neuroscience behind this phenomenon points to your brain's remarkable capacity for predictive processing. Research shows that roughly 95% of brain activity is dedicated not to processing the present moment, but to anticipating what might happen next. What Jung discovered is how to bring this predictive capacity, normally operating below conscious awareness, into the light of consciousness itself. As this intuitive intelligence becomes more accessible, you'll notice a profound shift in how you navigate reality. Time begins to feel different, more elastic, less constraining. You'll experience moments where answers arrive before you've fully formulated the questions, where solutions emerge not through step-by-step analysis, but as complete insights delivered from this field of potential. Let's explore how this predictive consciousness transforms not just how you perceive reality, but how you actively participate in its creation. If you've started noticing more synchronicities in your life since implementing these practices, type "field" activated in the comments. Perhaps the most profound revelation in Jung's work is that this heightened state of perception isn't just about receiving information from the field. It's about actively participating in the creation of reality itself. This is where the journey takes a quantum leap from expanded awareness to conscious manifestation, transforming your relationship with existence at the most fundamental level. With this awakening comes a profound responsibility. As your connection to the field deepens, you become increasingly sensitive to the consequences of your thoughts, emotions, and intentions. Every mental state, every focused attention, every emotional vibration you maintain isn't just a passive response to life. It's an active ingredient in the recipe of your experience. The field responds not to what you say you want or intellectually desire, but to the actual frequency you embody moment by moment. At this level of consciousness, you don't merely foresee potential futures. You actively select which ones materialize through the quality of your attention and intention. This isn't magical thinking. It's the natural evolution of understanding consciousness as a creative force rather than a passive observer. You're not just watching the movie of your life. You're writing, directing, and starring in it simultaneously. The subtle shift is from asking, "What will happen to me?" to declaring, "What will I create?" This mindset revolution changes everything about how you navigate challenges, opportunities, relationships, and personal growth. You move from victim to creator, from passenger to driver, from effect to cause within the equations of your existence. This journey of awakening your sixth sense isn't a weekend workshop or a quick fix solution. It's a commitment to consistent, deliberate practice. The rituals we've explored, from the tongue switch and conscious breathing to cultivating inner silence, maintaining coherence amid chaos, and recognizing meaningful patterns, aren't isolated techniques but integrated elements of a new way of being. Start small. 5 minutes daily with the tongue switch and 4 to 6 breathing. Moments of intentional silence throughout your day. Brief exposures to controlled discomfort that strengthen your capacity to remain present amid difficulty. Conscious attention to the patterns and synchronicities that already surround you. These seemingly simple practices, when applied consistently, calibrate your mind to this expanded frequency. As Jung demonstrated through his revolutionary research, perception is humanity's most powerful instrument. When properly tuned, it transforms from passive observation to conscious creation. The implications of this understanding extend far beyond personal development or spiritual growth. They represent a fundamental shift in human potential and purpose. You are not here merely to survive, to consume, to exist. You are here to co-create reality itself, to participate consciously in the ongoing evolution of experience. Your unique perspective, your distinctive vibration, your personal frequency is an essential thread in the tapestry of existence. Begin with a declaration of intent, not as an empty affirmation, but as a vibrational statement that aligns your entire being with this new possibility. I activate my sixth sense and create my reality consciously. This isn't just words, it's a frequency signature that initiates a profound shift in how your consciousness interfaces with the field of potentials. Let's explore how this conscious creation manifests in specific areas of life, from relationships and career to health and purpose. If you're ready to step into this new level of conscious creation, type "I am the creator" in the comments below. As we conclude this exploration of the secret field vibration that awakens your sixth sense, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey into the depths of consciousness. The fact that you've stayed until this moment shows that something within you resonates with these truths. Perhaps you've already experienced glimpses of this expanded awareness in your own life. If this perspective has illuminated something for you today, I'd love for you to become part of our community of conscious creators. Hit the subscribe button below to join us as we continue exploring these hidden dimensions of human potential. Each week, we delve into practical techniques and transformative insights that help you expand your perception and actively participate in creating your reality. The knowledge you've received today is meant to be lived, not just understood intellectually. So if this message found its way to you at exactly the right moment, as synchronicities often do, leave a comment saying, "The field has called me." I read every comment and love connecting with those who are awakening to these deeper truths. If you found value in today's exploration, a simple like helps tremendously in sharing these concepts with others who are ready for this awareness. Every time you engage with content that elevates consciousness, you're contributing to a larger field of awakening. Right next to this video, you'll see another exploration that builds directly on what we've covered today, a practical guide to applying these principles in your daily decision-making process. Click there and continue this journey with me as we translate these profound concepts into tangible results in your life. Remember, you are not merely an observer of reality, you are its conscious co-creator. The frequency is always waiting to be activated within you.